John, who are you thinking is going to win the World Cup? I know I've kind of sprung this on you, but it's...
France. If I was a betting man, and I'm no longer am, I'd put my mortgage on France.
Just because of the strength of the team all the way through?
Dark horses are Portugal, but if you had to really, somebody's putting a blank gun to your head, you would put your money on France.
Homer, are you in agreement? Is it France for you?
Nope, I think it's Portugal. I just think the team that they have is the best team, best squad in depth. I just can't see past them. They have such good defence, good goalkeeper, probably the best midfield in the world. The attack's maybe a bit light, but you've still got Ronaldo, you've got so many good attacking players still, so I can't see past Portugal at the moment.
Welcome to Foot in Review, episode 738. The season is over, but the fun doesn't stop. The trophies have been lifted, the managers have been sacked. Some clubs are planning parades, others are planning open-top buses routes directly into therapy. This week on Foot in Review, we say goodbye to club legends, arrivederci to Team of the Season cards, and retire the last remaining controller that survived Weekend League. The title race, chaos. The relegation battle, pure cinema. And somewhere in Europe, a club sporting director is currently announcing a long-term project for the sixth time in 3 years. We've got emotional farewells, panic transfers already leaking on social media, and enough end-of-the-season award debates to destroy at least 3 friendships before kick-off. We also get fans convincing themselves that signing one 19-year-old wonder kid from the lower Belgian leagues will change the entire culture of the club. Chairman tweeting mysterious hourglass emojis at 2 a.m. and one poor intern somewhere editing a welcome to Manchester graphic before the transfer has even been agreed. Meanwhile, Twitter scouts are dropping a 47-thread tactical breakdown on players they discovered approximately 6 minutes ago. Football podcasts are handing out Ballon d'Or shouts like free samples at Costco, and at least one club has accidentally released next season's kit early because somebody pressed post instead of save draft. But helping me tonight, guys, is John Kay, still absolutely buzzing after the Super Jays stormed to their league title, and Homer, the tactical genius that he is disgusted after Rangers completely collapsed at the end of the season and insists someone has to answer for this. And as the football world stares towards a massive summer with the World Cup just around the corner, nations already arguing over squads, millions preparing for another month of sleep deprivation and VAR drama, one question remains: was this a legendary season? Or are we simply held together by 95 plus pace and blind optimism? This is no ordinary podcast. This is Foot in Review, episode 738. Guys, how are you doing?
I'm really good, thanks, Chris. And what an introduction as always. Really excited to talk a little bit about FC26.
Definitely. Graham, how are you, my friend?
I'm all good. Just in awe of your intro again.
I think I had to do it because unfortunately we had to leave you guys in Crete early. My lovely wife Lara wasn't feeling too great, but she's on the mend, thankfully, at the moment. So there was no falling out. It wasn't the 2v2 tournament that made us leave early, even though that was masses of fun. I really, really enjoyed that. And I believe we have a new champion this year.
Yep, we do.
I'm surprised you're not rocking the gold crown and also the pink top, Graham.
He's been there and he's done that.
Is he?
After last week, I thought I'd maybe just give it a break. But if you want, it's just on over the corner there. Go and pick up these.
Absolutely amazing. So, guys, let's talk about it. We're here to talk about Foot in Review before. This is our end of season bash. As I say, the trophies are being handed out, especially the one in Crete. And this is our last ever show based around the game. But we will be bringing you the World Cup special really soon, very quickly. And we've got predictions coming up. I'm going to talk about also the fact we do our World Cup sweep in the Discord, and we're going to talk about the predictor game we play in the Discord. More of that later, so please stay tuned for that. But Graham, let's start with you. How's your week been in foot?
It's been okay. I've just mainly concentrated on the gauntlets and the cups than anything else. Won them all pretty handily, so I was hoping that I'd maybe get a big team of the season to finish off, team of the ultimate team of the season, but it was a bit of a damp squid, but that's what it is.
And can we just ask who you packed then in Ultimate Tots? Who did you get?
Nobody good. I think Mariona was the best one I got, but other than that, wasn't that good.
And again, great card or just in between?
Yeah, I used her in the gauntlet. She was good, but I have Palovic and
Rabiot as my two centre mids, and they're far better than her, in my opinion.
And what about you, John? How's your week in foot been?
Well, Monday to Wednesday was great. Wednesday I went Div 4, relegated Div 5, back to Div 4, relegated to Div 5, back to Div 4. But actually didn't get enough points. I didn't have time to continue to get any points for rewards. Did get to level 30, so that was good. As per normal, took the gamble on the packs, especially with the two icons not really appealing to me. And it was shockingly bad. I got like 88 times 5. I got 5 golds. I got an 89 times 2. I got 2 golds. I got the Dutch right back, the female player. I think it's pronounced, is it Kasparaj? Or
Kasparaj.
Kasparaj, thank you. That was the best of the pools from the level 29 and level 30 pack rewards. So a little bit disappointing, is what it is. Evos, yeah, they've been sort of been better. I've been just plugging away at some Evos and some Scottish players. So over the piece, good. Haven't played since the patch, and I know we'll talk about that. Haven't played since the patch came out yesterday because, again, I logged in. I was already level 30. I just thought, I'm not playing tonight. I watched telly and had a bottle of wine with the good lady. And after this, I'll play some games. But yeah, I know there's a few bits of feedback around that. But yeah, overall, it wasn't a bad week.
And you brought it up, John. So you haven't played since the patch. Have you played, Graham? Have you had a wee go at it?
I had a few games yesterday. I can't say it made much of a difference for what I played. Bruiser was still effective in certain areas. Maybe you couldn't go through the back of people as much as you could. Gameplay wise, I think a lot of people were scared about the changes with Team Press, so a lot of people went back to being very defensive first and foremost. So coming up against a lot of low blocks, but I don't think there was much of a difference overall. Very minor changes that it was all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So nothing major, would you say? Nothing to put MD off the game, especially at this stage. Let's be honest, we're soon hopefully going to enter the silly season, and where it's just all about fun and 99 rated players. But so from your point of view, just an in-between patch, nothing great.
Like I said, the detail for like what changed was very small for me. Like I said, like, if somebody tried to bruiser you through the back, they didn't win the ball straight away. Which is a win, a small win, but Bruiser itself was still very strong if you're going from the front or the side. Team Press, not a lot of people used it, to be honest, so it made no real difference. Like I said, people would sit back and just try and counter you, and then just spring forward. So for me personally, the games that I've played so far, there's not much of a change, but it could be.
Yeah. And just very quickly, guys, before the referee starts the first half for us, is it Weekend League this week for you, John?
No, I'm going to try and just do some rivals because it's the easiest way to do evolutions, maybe some squad battles with the controller down. But yeah, just nice and easy.
And what about you, Graham? Is it Weekend League this week?
I've not decided just yet. Obviously Champions League's tomorrow night. I've got a couple of things on, so I'll see what time I've got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, good stuff. I think I may be the same as you. Champions League, I think, is 5 o'clock UK time, which is a little bit earlier than normal. Normally it's 8 o'clock, isn't it? But Budapest, I think, isn't it this time? And we have to hope that PSG don't get an early goal, because I think if PSG get an early goal, it could be a long night for Arsenal. With the attacking options and also defensive options that PSG have got. But I can see the referee leading the teams out, and he's about to start the first half for us, and as he's about to blow his whistle, there he goes. And guys, we've got a new promo. I hasten to say it, a new promo, because we've just looked at some of the pack designs, and they have pack cards, and they have been rehashed from last year. So Graham, would you mind telling us what the promo is?
So it's called Prime Heroes. It's a promo that came from last year that's came over again this year. So all the heroes are being upgraded to 99 face stats to highlight a player's what they call superpower, which was basically their best trait as a player. So for example, Jaap Stam's got 99 defending, Hazard has 99 dribbling, Yaya Touré's got 99 physicality. So it's just to highlight what they were the best at. Like you said, we did talk about this before we came on air, and a lot of the dynamic pictures or images as the rehashed images of last year, but it is, like I said, it's the same promo as what we had last year. It comes with a lot of free cards. There's 4 objective ones. There's a few SBCs. So we've got Ricardo Quaresma tonight. I think we get Samurano at some point during the week. We've also got a first hero. I think it's the first time we've ever had a hero showdown SBC to celebrate Soccer. So we've got Berbatov and Jill Scott. But for after team of the season, it's normally a dull period. So I actually think that's it's an alright promo to work back into before we go into obviously the World Cup. Probably get a road to the final type card and obviously the mental footies.
Mm-hmm. And John, is this to be expected after such a massive promo as Tots?
Yeah, because we're still a wee bit away from footies and the World Cup event, even though we're not 100% sure how that's going to land. They needed, I don't want to call it a filler promotion, but they needed another promotion. So I think it did make sense, and anybody that's on social media would have seen the leaks. So we knew it was coming. It's just, like you said, I'm not sure inspiring is the word. Maybe because there are no, let me just double check, but I know the answer. Where are the Scottish heroes? Chris, where are the Scottish heroes? That's right, there aren't any.
Well, let's be honest. If you're a Celtic fan, it would be a referee. Would be one of your Scottish heroes, wouldn't it? And the thing.
VAR to the
yeah,
rescue.
exactly. And the special power would be giving penalties to Celtic in the 94th minute. But let's not talk about that. We are still salty, Graham and I, and also my lovely wife who is a Jambo. So before we get too Scottish, I know some of the listeners complain. The fact is that when there's 3 Scots on here, it sounds like an episode of Still Game. So I will quickly move on from that. But sorry, John, I interrupted you there to ask.
No. So I think there are some great cards. There's a lot of okay cards. I think, again, for me, the heroes thing always comes down to, is it your nation? Is it your club? They're none of my nation, and they're certainly none of my club. There's not even, I don't really have a proper Premier League club. Maybe Everton in the past. So I've got Howard. It doesn't inspire. It's not a promotion or a link that inspires me to pack any players. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'd like a Yap Stam, but if I can't get any of the top from the Ultimate Tots, I'm not going to pull a Yap Stam now. Do you know? So that's all it is. So it's not a bad promotion. I just wish there were more cards that would suit somebody of my age, club, and nation.
So let's look at the players then. Let's have a quick, sort of run through them. And I'll start with yourself, Graham. Let's be honest, it's near the end of the season. Hopefully we've all got abundance of coins, he says jokingly. But if you had as many coins as you need, which player would be the first on your shopping list?
Hazard would be, if I had the coins was no option. He's 10 billion now, but he's just a standout card. I could do an upgrade in the left mid position. So, but my cons there as well. I would really like that card. He's only 730k. So, and Quaresma's an SBC for like 220. I think he's probably out with Philip, Yamal and Salah, Dewey and Sarr. I think he's probably maybe the 5th best right mid looking at his stats and everything. So I quite like the look of that SBC.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, Graham? Was there anybody in there that maybe tickles your fancy that you'd think, yeah, I'm going to give him a try? I remember him as a player, or I know you said it's not really your team, but is there anybody you think, you know what, that will boost my team, and I like even like the dynamic image for some,
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I know we talked about these images have been recycled from last year, but I like that image. I like that graphic card design. I like the silver icons card design. I know it's not for everybody. I think they're fun, right? So kudos on my point. I would quite like something like a Yaya Toure, like a nice physical sort of midfielder. But also, I was having a look, but De Rossi would be quite nice, I think, as well. Everything's in the 90s, 99 defence, so a nice, again, defensive midfielder. So, yeah, you know what? Cambiasso is only one of the lower rated, 99 passing. So, I mean, there's a couple of that. I grew up with Serie A just because of my age. You know, that's where all the big players went. That's where the money was before the Premier League ruined it all. Not that I'm bitter or twisted. So, like the Murphys, I'm not bitter. But no, there are some great cards. But if I had loads of money, yeah, I'd probably take a Yaya Toure.
Sorry if I missed it, Graham. I was just flicking between the screens here. Did you mention the Charisma card, the SPC?
I did say, yeah, I said he was an SPC for 220, and I said he looked pretty good. One of the better right mids in the game. What I would say, looking at them and looking at our chat in the Discord, a few of the cards have changed leagues. So John, the gaffer, packed Mandzukic, and he was so excited as an ex-Juventus player, only to realise that he's been given the Bayern league this time around. So just be careful if you pack somebody, because a few of them, let's say Fabregas was Premier League, now he's La Liga. I think there was one other one that I'd seen had changed. Can't remember who it is now, but they have been changing a few of the leagues, so just be careful if you pick up somebody and you think, oh yes, you might be the wrong league.
Graham, can I ask a question? We all know Charisma's a bit of a FIFA FC icon, proper genuine hero, right? It's been in the game for years. And John referenced it, Foot Coaching John, our boss Master John mentioned it last week. He's only a 4-star weak foot. Is that correct in your eyes? Should that not be like a 5-star weak foot? Or is he generally a 4-star weak foot? And at this stage of the game, shouldn't he just be a 5-star weak foot?
At this stage of the game, I think it should be 5-star. What's the point? After Foot Birthday, I just generally think once you've sort of hit that milestone, you should stay at it. He has Game Changer and he has Inventive, so that will obviously it will walk around the fact that he's got a 4-star, because he'll be able to do his Travellas, passes, his Travella shots. So it would be nice if he had 5-star, but the day 2 playstyles will boost that, so it won't be as much of an issue, I think.
Could I ask you guys, and it's a card I've enjoyed a fair bit this year as well, as the Z Roberto card. 507,000 coins, 95 rated left midfielder, all 19 stats, dribbling 99. I realise it's the Bundesliga, so it's, might not be the most favourable league in the world. But what's your thoughts on that card? I'll start with you, Graham.
He's a good card. I don't think generally he's ever had a bad card. Maybe not the best card, but he's always a good card. Looking at it stat wise, there's nothing really wrong with it. Playstyles are all pretty good as well. He's got great roles as well. Can pretty much play anywhere: left back, left mid, centre mid. So he's a proper jack of all trades. So even if he doesn't maybe get in your starting lineup, having him on your bench and be able to pull him off to go centre mid, left back, it's just the cost maybe put people off a bit from him.
And another card potentially to ask you, John, is, and I'm not meaning to sort of force this one, is the Michel Salgado one again. Pretty much all in the 90s bar shooting, Real Madrid player, I think off the top of my head, and the La Liga card, but 125,000 for a 94 rated right back. But it looks like he's got fairly decent stats and decent play styles as well. Anticipate long ball jockey. That sort of thing. Is this a card that you maybe just buy to use over the weekend for a bit of a laugh?
Why not? I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not expensive. There's nothing really wrong with the play styles, right? La Liga is a very popular league at the minute, so it'll fit. To be fair, icons and heroes will also help boost chemistry, so there's not an issue there. So yeah, it is a very good, simple card. Nothing to say if you got it, you would be disappointed. Anticipate plus, long ball plus, jockey plus is good. Has he got enough defensive stats, is what I would possibly say? What's he got? Block, jockey plus, block, intercept, slide tackle, which is not really great. Bruiser, silver. So it's not bad, but yeah, anticipate plus as well. No, I think it's a very good card, actually, the more I look at it.
So I know we're a little bit, we're not sure because the World Cup's just around the corner. We've just had thoughts, but when you look at some of these cards, are we maybe being a bit harsh, Graham? The fact that we feel this is a bit of a filler promo?
If you didn't get lucky during the team of season, possibly that this would be a good catch up for you. But I think a few of them are behind what you would pack as basic fodder during team of the season. obviously Sagado does look good, but personally I think for 129k you could probably get a cheaper right back, like somebody like Rayson or Pubble maybe, that would do the same job. Like if you've already got João Cancelo, he got his Foot Fantasy final boost as well. So there is some really good cards, but I do think that there's a lot of them that are just behind the cover as well. So it's just that if you've got that sort of link to the player, I think maybe it's more the bargain, the selling point than what they are.
Yeah, I mean, John, maybe you're a very experienced player. You've played a lot of versions this game. Any reasons you can see why we are still getting 91 rated cards in a promo when we're really much at the end point of the game cycle?
You can't say it's defending the power curve, because the power curve is long gone. It's out the window. I just think there's a thing, if every card was, say, 96, 97 rated, nobody's packing anything. But having them 91, 92, 93, they will get packed. Now, they may not get used in some people's clubs, but they will get packed, and therefore they'll go on the market. They'll not be that expensive. But if everything was Yaya Toure range, price levels and stats and playstyles, you're hardly going to see any. That's just the nature of the game. Regardless what EA say, it is a gambling game and the house wins.
No,
yeah, it's as simple as
you're
that.
right. Very well put. Very well put. Well, guys, I mean, is there anything else you want to add about the promo, Graham, before we move on to the next half?
Not really. Like I said at the start, it's sort of just one of the ones to refresh the palette sort of thing and just get you going towards, obviously, the new modes that will come out with the World Cup, the new icons, the new content that will come. So it's just sort of bring you down from team of the season and just give you that nice wee lull to go back up again when the new stuff hits.
Mm-hmm. And for you, John, anything else you want to add before the referee blows for half time?
No, like I said already, I think it's a fine promotion. All the cards are decent. There's some mega cards. If you pack anything, they may or may not make your team, but you're not going to be like massively disappointed. So I think it's just a nice, as Graham says, filler's not the right word. It's just a nice transition from ending TOTS, but before World Cup.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, guys, as I say, the referee is about to blow for the end of the first half. So, and there he goes. And we'll move into our halftime entertainment. And I did listen to last week's show, and I think you guys were done dirty. The boss man definitely set you up there. So we're going to change up a slight touch today. We're going to talk about the World Cup. We're super excited about it. You have 3 Scots on the show. Our team is going to be there. We already think they're going to win the World Cup already. We're there with Steve Clark. But just to say for everybody, the show will be moving on from FC, moving into World Cup. There will be a bit of FC, I'm sure, mixed in the show. It's impossible not to be. We'll still be playing the game. There'll still be players. I'm sure there'll be game modes as well. But we are going to bring in, especially in our Discord, there's going to be a lot going on in there. So if anybody's interested, check us on patreon.com/foot in review. We will be bringing back our world famous predictor game. There'll be a prize for that. And also we do our World Cup sweep, which both are free to enter. The World Cup sweep, all we ask for you to be is a member of the Patreon by at least next Thursday, which is a week to the World Cup starts. That allows us to get time to draw you a team. And there's a great prizes on there, and there's a bit of banter as well. And we try to put the fixtures up as well in the Discord and say it's this member versus this member. It's good fun. People put the flags in their bios, and the predictor game is brilliant as well. And again, it's all free to enter. All you've got to join is patreon.com/foot in review. It starts, I think, for almost £1 or €1 a week. And all we ask is if you want to join these amazing games, is join by next Thursday and be a Patreon member by the end of July, which is the end of the World Cup as well. But be great to have you in there. The Patreon is buzzing at the moment, and I cannot wait for everybody to get their teams and to see the flags. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's amazing. People change their names as well. So honestly, it's super exciting. It's one of the best times in the Discord. But
can I just say, I got guff last predictor. You stitched me up worse than John.
And who did you get then?
Can't even remember, but they didn't go past the qualifying stages. I remember as soon as I saw it, I was like, What the?
No, it's great, guys. And that side of it is completely random. The sweep is completely random. John will do a video of it, drawing out the teams and the predictor game. It's super exciting. It's good fun as well. And it keeps it all going. But, guys, we're going to talk about the World Cup. It's coming. It's around the corner. As I say, it was 2 weeks yesterday. Can you believe it? Let's get ready for those late nights if you live in Europe. And if you live in the USA and that part of the world, I bet you're super excited as well. But we're going to talk about World Cup footballs. Which is the best World Cup football that has ever been? The guys will rank them 1 to 5. It'll be random. But what I'm going to do is ask the guys to pick a letter from A to E. And then I'll give them the ball and they then put it in 1 to 5. So if I think rightly, John, you started first last week.
Yep.
So, Graham, give me a letter between A and E, please.
I'll go C.
C is the 1998 France 98 tricolore. The amazing home win from France. It's a beautiful ball, and we will put the pictures of the balls on our social, so please check them out. So, Graham, from your point of view, where does the tricolor rank in the top 5 World Cup footballs?
See, John's telling me 4, but for me personally, it's one of my favourite balls. World Cup 98 was like the first World Cup for me. I was born in 86. Then USA I was 4, so 98 was my first real World Cup. I'll say 2.
Oh, 2. Wow. 1998, the tricolor. That was the one.
Blinkered by memories.
Yep. That was the one where Ronaldo had a medical emergency, didn't he, just before the final? And it was won by France. So, John, that is C gone. Can you give me, please, an A, B, D, or E?
D.
E is 2022, Qatar. Al Riyadh, I think the ball is called. It is a beautiful ball, actually. People may be wondering why I picked that. It's a beautiful, beautiful ball, actually, that one. And actually, that was a really exciting World Cup. I know people, if we take the politics out a little bit, it was a really, really exciting World Cup. And if I remember rightly, won by Argentina. They are the World Cup holders. So, John, where would you rank that ball?
Based on the look of the ball, Graham's duffed number 2, so I'll put it at number 3.
Okay, so 2022 Qatar goes in at number 3. Okay, so Graham, that is E gone. So you have A, B, or D left.
I'll go for A.
So A is 2010 South Africa, the wonderful Jabulani. With the Vuvuzelas, let's be honest, the first time the World Cup was ever in Africa. And who can forget Suarez's amazing handball to deny an African country, the last one to go through. So the Jabulani, you can hear the excitement in my voice when I say that. The Vuvuzelas, I can hear them buzzing away in the background, that ball flying everywhere. Where would you put that?
Number 5. It was a rotten ball. I don't think it was a great design. And from watching it and listening back to people that had to play with it, it wasn't a good ball, in my opinion.
And like you said, based on the fact that it's meant to be ball only, those Vuvuzelas give it negative points.
So disappointed I am. Extremely disappointed. Okay then. So, John, B or D left?
D for David.
So it is 2002, Japan, South Korea. The R9 redemption story. Where would you put that ball?
What have I got left? 1 and 4?
Yes, 1 and 4.
4.
4. Wow. Another great World Cup, that one.
Yeah, but it was a great World Cup, but the ball itself is like bleh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? No into that ball, what we're saying.
No, it's a rotten ball.
A couple of balls in there that deserve number 1. Mm-hmm. You're probably going to do a John here and not give us those balls.
No. Guys,
they're
you
definitely better balls.
Have been in total control this whole way through. I am just merely the guiding you guys. So that was a Fever Nova, that ball was called. I think it's beautiful. I think the ball is absolutely wonderful looking. But we'll quickly move on. So, Graham, you're left with number B, which is 1970. Mexico, Brazil, Pele, Jorginho, Carlos Alberto. What a ball should really look like. The Telstar. It is absolutely gorgeous. I know it's only number 1. Come on. Please describe it for me.
Just a simple, classic black and white ball. I don't really like the colour of the font on it. But other than that, it's a perfect ball. What more do you want from a ball? It's round, it's white, it's got black patches. Perfect.
So there you are, guys.
Baseball. The baseball was 2014. We've been done.
2014, the Brazuca. You think you've been done with that? I just felt it was very similar to the Jabulani, and I just love to say the word Jabulani, if I'll be honest with you. That's why I picked it. For me, and I have to say, I am an older guy. I accept I was born in the 70s. But if you have never seen the 1970 World Cup team, the Brazil, the last true great Brazilian World Cup team, go and check it out. Go and do yourself a favour. Go and look on YouTube and watch those wonderful players. The names just they just come off your tongue like honey. It's unbelievable. So I will read that. I'm absolutely delighted that was number one. So we've went for number 5, 2010, Jabulani. I'm sorry, South Africa. You have been absolutely done there. 2002 comes in at number 4, which was the Fever Nova. Sorry to our Japanese and South Korea listeners. 2022, number 3, has come in third place. That was Al Rila for the world. And then in runner-up is the Tricolor from France, 1998. It is a beautiful looking ball, to be fair. And it's the first time there's a bit of colour, actually, in a World Cup ball. And then the Foot Review, best ball of the World Cup, 1970, the Telstar, Brazil, Pele. Well, you smashed it, guys, this week.
It could have been a bit better, but that's what it is.
Anyway, we shall move on. The referee is bringing the players back out. That was a slightly longer half-time entertainment there, but the referee is about to blow his whistle for the second half. So, guys, as we move on now to the second part of the show, we are going to talk about new game modes coming this week, changes to rewards, etc. So let's start with yourself, Graham. The changes to rewards, what is it involved for us?
So we are getting tokens. So just read the sort of blurb that we've been given. It's EA is introducing tokens as a new reward system in Foot. Importantly, this isn't a side feature. Tokens become the primary way to earn your Foot rewards moving forward. So these will be earned through gameplay and activities like your rival, squad battles, rush, live events, objectives, and SBCs, and can be exchanged for players, packs, evolutions, club customization content. Now, they have said on an interview with another content creator that it will not be bought in the store through coins or Foot points, which is good for me, I think, personally. So it's just through grinding on the game. There is a weekly cap, which is 1,000 tokens per week, but there'll be a total of 5,000 across the whole campaign.
Sorry,
so it's something
Graham,
new.
just say, you said 5,000 tokens?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know how I'm going to keep 5,000 tokens. Anyway, I'll let you continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, so it's 5,000 over the course of it. So you'll be able to get 1,000 a week. So you're not able to sit on 5,000 tokens. But it's a way of just changing how we get rewarded. So rather than having to wait your week to get your packs and be disappointed with the packs that you get, we now have the power to just choose what we want.
Mm-hmm. And for your point of view then, Graham, thanks for explaining it to me. From your point of view, do you feel this is a really exciting move away?
I can see the negatives and the positives of it. Like if you're disappointed in what rewards we get, this is a new way of choosing what you want. So we have more power over it, but then we still need to wait and see what we actually are going to get. Like we've seen sort of like predictions of what we might get, but until we see, it could be completely a damp squid as well. So it's just one of the things we're just going to have to play it, see what it does. It's a nice change.
Mm-hmm. John, from your point of view, are you excited about this, the tokens?
Again, I think it all comes down to what can you get with the tokens, and that'll be the decision, right? I'm not really fussed about cosmetics and kits and new balls. So for me, it'll be what players are available, and we'll wait and see. And yes, I'll do it, but it'll come down to I'm not playing much. I'm not playing much champs. If there are lots of points in champs, which I believe there are, right, then I'm not going to get them. And then it comes back down to that old piece around, well, I'm not getting 5,000, am I? I'm getting 3,000. And then what do you get for 3,000 tokens versus 5,000 tokens? So I suppose it'll come down to that again versus... But I think the idea is, there's nothing wrong with that idea. We've done swap tokens in the past. this is just a different version of tokens where you earn hundreds rather than one. So yeah, I've got no objection to giving it a trial and see how it looks.
There's always a suspicion, Graham, isn't there, when EA change anything that the community is going to get done. Do you feel that we're on a, do you feel that if this works, this could make its way into the game for, for next year's iteration?
Yeah, it could do. If it works, then why change it? If it's better than what we currently have, if it's worse than what we currently have, then it's at least they said it's a temporary thing just for season 8. We'll see how it goes, and then they could say it didn't work, but we'll go back to what it was. So most people are going to be moving away from the game now. So like, what's the harm in trying something new? If it, like I said, if it works, it's a good move. If it's not a good thing, then you can simply revert back to what it was and try and figure something else.
Yeah, no, definitely. And there has been some sort of, I don't know if it's speculation or if it's now had official that there will be some new game modes coming to the game. John, have you seen anything at all?
To be fair, I haven't. I've not, like I said, I haven't played Thursday. I haven't really been on much line, so I'm a bit of a cheat being on this podcast this week. However, I've just had some family stuff and work stuff going on. But do you know what? If they've got some new modes, why not? Some people really enjoyed Mystery Ball when we had that. The game is massive. There are so many things you can do with the game, but we all play one or two modes. So adding an extra couple of modes, if it maybe is tested here and works and it's in next year's game, it's not a bad thing.
Graham, have you seen any sort of speculation with game modes coming up?
So there is one that's launched tonight. It's more around the heroes that we got tonight. Like I said, there's been an interview with another content creator from a couple of the product managers from EA. One of the things that they confirmed was a penalty shootout mode. So rather than playing a game, you'll go straight in as a penalty shootout. It's just to try and capitalize on that emotional sort of aspect of it, like when the World Cup, because we will get penalty shoutouts probably. We're obviously getting the World Cup version of whatever they're going to call it, World's Game, and the non-foot mode. We're still waiting to see if they're going to give us what they did in the last couple of World Cup games, last couple of flip foots when the World Cup came, where it's a separate actual flip foot mode, which would be interesting. But that's all we've really got at the moment.
And just before we move on to sort of the end of the season, or sort of end of the season awards that we give out, John, who are you thinking is going to win the World Cup? I know I've kind of sprung this on you, but have you got an inkling looking at the squads?
France. If I was a betting man, and I'm no longer am, I'd put my money, I'd put my mortgage on France.
Just because of the strength of the team all the way through?
Absolutely. There are lots of dark horses. Portugal, young, ambitious, with some good experience as well. So they've got a really good blend. Dark horses are Portugal, but if you had to really, somebody's put in a blank gun to your head, you would put your money on France.
Homer, are you in agreement? Is it France for you?
Nope, I think it's Portugal. I just think the team that they have is the best team, best squad in depth wise. I just can't see past them. That they have such good defense, good goalkeeper, probably the best midfield in the world. The attack's maybe a bit light, but you've still got Ronaldo. You've got so many good attacking players still. So I can't see past Portugal at the moment.
Interesting.
What about you, Chris?
Well, I know, and I'm going to sound like a right egghead here. I was watching CNN and they had an economist on, and he has predicted the winner, I think, of the last 3 World Cups, and he looks at all different things as well. And he actually said that the World Cup final would be between the Netherlands and Portugal, and the Netherlands would win it. So that has nothing to do with John being the gaffer and making me say that. But he said the Netherlands are the likely champions. For me, I suppose it's hard to see past Spain. I think they absolutely, bossed the Euros. I know maybe that they've moved on a little bit, but I think the heat, I think, will have a big part to play. And I think when you speak there about, say, Portugal, Graham, I think that might be a good shout as well. So yeah, I'm going to stick with the Netherlands. I'm wearing orange, and I'm going to stick with the Netherlands. to be honest with you. But guys, that was a very quick one just to go through there to the second half. So the referee is about to blow for time up, which he has done. So it comes to the fun end of the show, a bit of the warm down, and we have a question from our socials actually, which is if you ever want to join, we'd love you to have on. And this comes from, excuse me, I'm going to read this from Rika0991. What do you think about the World Cup mode? Will people play this mode? Graham, let's go with you first.
If it's non-foot, I think not many people will play it. I think it will just be the guys that really, or the girls that just really play career mode or kick-off mode. If it is a secondary mode within foot, like previous years, like Russia and was it South Korea the last? Japan?
Qatar, I think Qatar, because that was actually in between. If you think about Qatar, we didn't play in the summer, we played in the winter, and it was actually mid-game when that came out.
So I think if it's a foot mode, then people will play it because everybody played the secondary foot modes when they were added. So, but for me, if it's not a foot mode, I generally don't think many people will play it unless that's your main way of playing FIFA or FC.
John, what about yourself?
Similar to what Graham says, if you think of the last one, which was the one I really remember was the Russia one, and everybody played it. Now, didn't play it for long because everybody got the cards very quickly, and then it was just hundreds and hundreds of duplicates. But everybody played it that I remember. So I think if it stays that format, everybody will play it again. Let's be honest, we're still talking about foot after all these weeks, and while we're going to have that break for World Cup, live football or World Cup football, we'll soon be starting to talk about FC27. So I definitely think people will play it.
Okay, though. I think, for me, again, it's exactly what you say. If it's inside the game that we'll all play, then I think, yeah, definitely people will play it. But if it doesn't happen, then if it's a separate mode, I don't particularly see it happening too much, if I'll be honest with you. But no, we appreciate it. Appreciate you the question, Rika. Absolutely brilliant. So please keep asking all these questions, and I'm sure there'll be loads to come in the World Cup. So, guys, as I say, it's kind of sad. This is the last show of FC for us before we move into the World Cup mode. And I just wanted to ask you, who has been your best player this year? Let's start with you, John.
Right, so there are a couple of caveats here because players change as you progress through the game, right? But one of my favourite players, and I know you weren't meant to do it, is I evoed one of the World Cup silver icons, and it was Roberto Baggio. And at that time, he was just silky smooth. Unfortunately, I got 2 playstyles on him. I got him to 82, 84 rated, and then EA went, oh, you're not allowed to do that anymore, we're going to stop that, and he can't be evoed with the new one that came out because he had two playstyle pluses. But at that stage in the game, I played more games with him than I've played with any other player in my team since, and I just loved it because nobody expected that Roberto Baggio to be that good, but you built him the way you wanted him through some evos, and he was just like, yeah, I wanted to evo that guy right to the end. Right now, it's Bonmati, but the one I've enjoyed the most all year was a slightly evoed Roberto Baggio.
Right. And for you, Graham, who's been your player of the game?
There's been a few candidates, early game cornerstones. Alicia Thompson was great for me. I packed that foot birthday Puskas. He's been brilliant. But Evo wise, there's 2 and one just pips it. So Mikey Moore has been in my team in and out, and I loved his Evo that I built up. But my best card's been Yusuf Chamiti that I evoed. I know I took a lot of slick in the Discord from when we got the Champions League Evo, and I made him that he was the card that I picked, and everybody's like, oh, he's a donkey and whatever. But he just went through that other Evo that was released last week that gave the tiki-taka playstyle to a striker, and he's just so good. He's big, he's lengthy, he can pass, he can shoot, he can dribble, he can hold up play. So he's been my favourite card this year.
No, you know what to say, Evo down the drain, Chermiti scores again. You know, but for me, it's an easy one for me. It is the R9 icon swaps that we got. I took a lot of stick that show from my good friend John. I think Art was on as well and telling me that it's not worth it. But let's be honest, it's R9. It doesn't matter, you know, that you soon forget the pain that you had to go through to get the tokens when the big man scores. And even just
Is that like old childbirth?
it's pretty much like that. It's the easiest way to describe it then. Let's say it. Icon swaps is like childbirth. I apologise to all our female listeners out there. But he's been absolutely wonderful. Just to have him in your team, you know, it's absolutely brilliant. When he scores a goal, he's amazing. He's played 100 and I don't play an awful lot. He's played 211 games and scored 140 goals for me. And it was worth it. Yeah, there was some times that I wished to smash my PlayStation up when I was playing, trying to get those chip shots or headers or whatever it was. But no, you soon forget about the pain when that card comes running out. Absolutely wonderful card. And just to kind of spring this a little bit on you guys, and we didn't talk about this before the show started. If you were to give the game a rating, you know, let's go with the old exam ways from A, B, C, D, A plus, A star. From your point of view, Graham, where does FC 26 kind of rank as a game?
I'll say C plus. It started off so well, and then obviously a lot of people didn't like how attacking it was and how manual defending and everything was. So I think a lot of the patches killed a lot of the game, but I still think that it's not the worst game we've had. Yeah, the meta isn't great, but at least it's not silly as El Tornado crosses or some of the other stupid things that we had, like strikers being the best right back in game. So I think it's a good game. It's not the best, so C plus, maybe B minus if I really want to be generous.
John, would you say a C plus or would you mark it higher?
Probably go to B minus. I don't think there's anything really wrong with the game. I think all the patches are potentially through the community crying about one thing, demanding change, getting the change, and then crying about the change. So I don't think that has helped. They should have landed the game the way they wanted to land it, and then they should have made genuine tweaks as they went along, not whole screw changes. Bruiser was too powerful for too long. Everybody knew it. Through balls were too powerful for too long. Finish shots were too powerful for too long. Low driven was, they can make those things, but why you always have an overpowered mechanic, the game is never going to be perfect. So that's why it's not an A. That's why it's not a B plus or a B, because there are always overpowered mechanics. Now, it's the community's job to find them and share them, because that's all about content creation, but it doesn't make it necessarily a fun game. Positives are Evos were good, even though my club's not in it. The variation of formations was better this year than, say, last year. So, 4-4-1-1, 4-5-1, 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-1-2-3, whatever. There are a lot of variations that were good. 5 at the back didn't really work this year. 3 at the back didn't really work this year. So I think there were some really good positives. But overall, yeah, I'd give it a B minus, which I think's really quite good.
Yeah, no, I was thinking when I was listening to you guys there that when you first gave your scores, I felt that was a little bit low. But when I actually hear your reasons, I get the understanding of where you guys are coming from, and I probably agree with you. I know it doesn't make for a great show for us if we all agree, but yeah, you're probably right. I just feel that for me, sometimes the drop back of the defensive part of the low block, as you've talked about, Graham, has been there, and that for me has kind of put me off the game a little bit. I like attacking football, fast flowing football, and I've just felt that a lot of players have sort of reverted to the same way of playing from everybody. But yeah, I think it's a good game. I don't think it's a bad game. Certainly, as you say, there's been worse ones in the past. This one has a little bit of variety. Just the drop back, I think, for me, and the low block kind of killed a little bit of the fun. But guys, it's been absolutely wonderful to be on the show with you guys. It's great to be back. I'm so looking forward to the World Cup. I know you guys are going to join and have some amazing insight into it. And as I said to everybody, our listeners, thank you so much for staying with us for the whole season. We really, really appreciated it. We love your questions coming in. Again, if you disagree with us in terms of the scoring or anything, or even the balls or whatever we've done, please hit us up. Even the negative comments, we enjoy reading them as well, because at least you care from that point of view. But stick with us. Stick with us for the World Cup. It's going to be fun. If you're thinking of joining the Discord, now's the time to do. Get in before Thursday. Get your name in for the sweep. Get your name in for the predictor. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But guys, there's one thing left to do, and that is to
Drop it.
Drop it.
drop it.
Drop it.
U
T.
U
T.
U
T.
U T
T.
T. Interview. U
T.